Culture swap.
Culture swap. Swap my culture. Let's do culture swap.
Very good. What did we watch this time on your very special birthday episode, Liam?
Oh yeah, what was my birthday present?
I gave it to you already.
What?
I gave it to you like right at the start of the show.
What was it?
How do you not remember?
I don't remember. What was it?
You're getting it right now. It's my present.
No, because I did a little treat for your birthday.
No,
special.
you didn't. Finish
Yeah, I did.
watching Attack on Titan.
Well, but what's your treat for me?
I don't want to mislead you like you did to me, because I remember how it felt, Liam, to receive my birthday present and be like, wow, what a great friend Liam is for actually trying to finish Attack on Titan, and then you didn't. So I don't want to trick you by making you... Oh, like I was going to watch some Mumblecore, and then I was like, what would be the point? Because I'd say that, Liam would be like, oh, Ellie tried. And then I just would be like, and I hate it, and I'm never going to watch it again.
No, but the trying would be the important part.
No, the finishing doing it would be the important part.
So what are you going to do when I do finish Attack on Titan?
I'll finish something that I didn't like of yours.
Such as?
I'll rewatch Christmas Evil.
I actually quite like that movie. I'm surprised you didn't. Anyway,
Yes,
whatever. Culture swap.
Yeah.
I decided that we should do Your Sister Sister because basically Mumblecore I think can fit into like several different camps. You've got the real like the low budget, the mumbliest of the Mumblecore, which is what I used to introduce you to this sort of subgenre, if you will. This movement, this movie movement, right? And you didn't like that.
No, it's bad.
That's fair enough. But then a little bit later on, once Mumblecore had matured a bit, it kind of got to this point where you could basically mistake it for an indie film. Like, they got much better budgets. Still, you know, like Mark Duplass still came from the Mumblecore world. And Lynn Shelton, the director of this, kind of made her name in Mumblecore films. So you still have like a Mumblecore sensibility to it. But there's a movie like this movie and another one called Drinking Buddies, are two like movies that are made by Mumblecore directors when they've given a bit of a budget, and they still have the Mumblecore kind of sensibilities to them, but they look and sound cleaner.
Yeah, so can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, from what I've seen so far, the two films,
Yeah.
right, is this a Mumblecore? Like, I know you're saying they came from Mumblecore, and that's fine, but is it? Because the first Mumblecore film you showed me,
Yeah.
that was, like, bad, and it was just like, oh, look at these people, look at their life, and they're just having a normal life, and let's throw in a little bit of plot, but it's not really a plot, it's just like, here's a snippet of his life. Whereas this has a plot.
But barely, really.
No, but no, Liam. A woman effectively, like, rapes him and gets pregnant with his child. Maybe, possibly. That's, like, a big plot thing. And, like, the fact that he's trying to find love with his best friend and then finds it. That's a big plot compared to the first film.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, it's not a big plot in, you know, like, something like Star Wars or the Marvel films where it's, like, this crazy story that's going everywhere. But there is a plot in this film.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Is that... I don't know, because I haven't watched enough Mumblecore to know what Mumblecore is.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? Mumblecore is a very loose definition anyway, and it's a horrible terminology. So I've literally just Googled Your Sister Sister Mumblecore, and loads of things come up as hits with that. But there's an interview with Mark Duplass, right, where he says, I just really hate to think that someone might stay home and not go see Your Sister Sister because they'll say, what's Mumblecore? I don't know what that is. It sounds pretentious, so I'm not going to go. That would bum me out because this is a movie for everybody.
Yeah, which I agree with.
Yeah, but I think the fact is, it does still kind of fit the loose definition of Mumblecore. But
Okay.
the definition is just so fucking loose.
What is the definition?
I don't even know.
It's just that loose.
It's like, it's more aesthetic than anything.
Okay.
So yeah, I think this maybe would get kind of... This straddles Mumblecore and indie, I think. It's almost like a nice bridge between the two.
Yeah, because if you showed me this and hadn't said to me it's part of the Mumblecore, you know, umbrella, I would have said this is an indie film.
Yeah. Which is, you know... And I think you'd have the exact same thing with Drinking Buddies as well.
Yeah.
So, right, should we do like a plot synopsis? There's going to be spoilers, by the way.
I mean, I've already spoiled a bunch of the film, so
Yeah.
if you want to go see this, go see it.
Yeah,
I've sort of ruined it a little bit. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Go on, do a plot synopsis.
Mark Duplass's brother is dead. They are at a wake. They say he's like, oh, my brother's a dickhead, and everyone's like, whoa, we loved your brother, and he's like, yeah, you didn't know my brother. I love him. Whoa. Then he goes. Then his best friend is like, "Go stay in my father's cabin." He goes to the father's cabin. He meets the best friend's lesbian sister.
Wait, who's the best friend and the best friend's lesbian sister played by?
The best friend is is Emily Blunt as Iris.
Yeah.
The sister is Rosemary DeWitt as Hannah.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. He goes to the cabin. He meets Hannah. Hannah's all like, "Oh, I've just broken up with my long-term lesbian partner." Then they have sex. Then Iris shows up. He's like, "Don't tell Iris, she'd be bummed out." And then you very quickly discover that Iris is in love with him. He loves Iris. Hannah wants a baby. He figures out that Hannah poked holes in the condom to try and get pregnant because she went a little bit crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, you're saying this as if like the way you're describing this is as if it's all happened quite quickly. But at this point in the film, you're like,
I'm also not trying to insult it. I'm just trying to do like you can summarize this whole plot quite quickly.
Yeah, which is what I was.
It's not a negative
earlier.
thing that they put it out.
Yeah, no, I was saying earlier, like, there's not a lot of plot to it.
No, there isn't. But like, that's what it's all about. Like, it's basically about two sisters and their relationship, and how this guy Jack fits into that relationship.
Yeah,
like it's really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very dialogue driven.
Yeah, I mean the fact that you've got, on the Wikipedia page, it only lists 4 actors, and it's basically the ones that had speaking lines, I think, except the waitress.
Yeah.
Like, it's really well done. The fact that I was worried I was going to be bored, and I was not bored. I really enjoyed all of it.
I was worried you'd be bored too, but to be honest, like I used Kat as a bit of a like litmus test, where she was like, "Oh, I'm tired. I might not be able to make it through this. I might nap," and then she did make it through it because it was that damn good.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and it keeps like pulling you in with other bits.
I think it's just like genuinely Mark Duplass is, I think, one of my favourite actors.
Yeah, he is incredible. He's really good.
He does this, and the thing is, it's not like he's even that likable. Like the very, like you said, the first scene with the wake, he comes across as a bit of a douchebag in that scene, but yet he still is just immensely likable somehow.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not really being a dick in that scene. Like when you listen to what he says,
yeah,
he's not saying like "fuck my brother, we should all hate him."
Yeah,
he's just saying like "you're doing the bullshit. Oh, look how perfect this dead guy is."
Yeah, eulogizing.
And in reality, he was a person.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's even like, he loves his brother. Like I feel like him and his brother, from what you learn, probably had a similar relationship to what Iris and Hannah have.
Yeah.
Where he like really looks up to his brother, but also sees the like flawed side of him.
Yeah. See, what I'm realizing now is the issue with doing a film like this is we're both going to agree on it because we both really enjoyed it, but also there's not really a lot to say about it. I don't think.
Did you like his bike?
I liked it when he beat it up.
He did beat it up. He got angry at the bike, Liam.
Yeah.
He's a big angry man. All right, I've got a question, Liam.
Okay.
I personally think that maybe Jack forgave Hannah a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
What she did is rape, right? Or something.
I don't know if it's rape because
it's on that branch.
I don't think it's rape necessarily because
maybe not rape.
He willingly had sex with her.
He was very drunk.
Yeah, but it was still willing.
That's still rape. Hey Liam, welcome to 2017.
Right,
and
sorry,
life. That's
hang on.
If someone is very drunk and they want sex and you say yes, that can still be rape.
He consented.
Yeah.
That's
Jesus,
crazy.
She
was also drunk.
No, but see, that's the thing. A part of me is like, is she as drunk as him? If she's smart enough to pierce unless she was prepared with the condom.
Yeah.
Even then, I don't know. There was definitely. I mean, it's not okay what she did at all.
I don't think it's rape though.
I'm not saying it's rape. I'm just saying that can be rape.
Yeah, piercing a condom to get a baby put inside you, that's wrong. We can agree with
massively,
that.
Hugely.
But having sex with someone, even if they're drunk, if you both want the sex, I get what you're saying.
No. I'm not saying an opinion, Liam. I'm telling you the law. The legality of it is if that person then turns around and says, "I was so drunk, I didn't know what I was doing," and you're like, "I was sober enough to know vaguely what I was doing," you can be accused of rape.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I don't think this movie depicted...
No, I'm not saying that either.
Yeah.
This is escalated. I'm saying it's on the same branch as that, because you're tricking someone into doing something that they do not want to do.
See, I don't think how this movie depicts that at all.
No, it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. I think that is problematic. The fact that this movie doesn't depict it that way, and everyone's just sort of breezing over it. Like, the big issue in this film is that Hannah slept with Iris's love interest. That's like the issue the sisters have.
Yeah, but what's interesting about that issue is Hannah did it without knowing that it was Iris's love interest.
Yeah, no, exactly. There's also that part of it, but do you see what I mean? Like, the fact that that's the issue that they've all got. Like, because even Jack he's annoyed that she poked holes in the condom and he gets angry.
But he's not annoyed
but then
they
he's
had
like,
sex because he's like, the sex was great. He says that.
No, I know. Listen to me. Stop talking
listening.
over me. So he doesn't have there's not like a scene where he's like, holy shit, you've tricked me into getting you pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, that's not okay. His issue is still like, oh god, Iris has found out, and I'm so devastated that Iris has found out, and that's the important thing. And then he comes back at the end and he's like, you know what, Iris, I love you, I want to be with you, and Hannah, let's have the baby. And you're like, how is there not a scene in this where like Hannah sober goes, actually, maybe I shouldn't have done that, I maybe shouldn't keep this baby?
Well, I mean, they don't know that she definitely has a baby yet.
No, I know. I'm taking it from just the like build up, not even that scene, because that's a good scene. I liked that.
Yeah,
I'm not even saying like I didn't dislike this film. I think that some of the way they portray that whole bit is a little bit problematic.
Yeah, which is fair enough. I didn't have an issue watching it. Like, there was no point when I was watching it. I was like, this is like, obviously the poking the holes thing. Yeah, but that's addressed. Like, I think both Iris and Jack kind of are like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, but that's not the correct reaction to that.
What's the correct reaction?
Like, holy shit, Hannah, that's insane what you've done. That's like super illegal.
Yeah.
Not, I'm going to go on a fucking bike ride.
I think it's interesting the way they set it all up. Like, because you have that scene, which is brilliant, where like the pieces start falling into place for Jack, where Iris is like, so, right, let me just backtrack a bit. Hannah has recently split up with a long-term partner. Hannah is a lesbian. Hannah wants a baby. And there's a scene where Iris has found out that she split up, and she's like, well, that's good, because now you can do whatever you want. You can have a baby. And this conversation is happening after Jack has slept with Hannah, not knowing that she wanted a baby. And Iris is kind of going on like, there's sperm everywhere. You can easily get sperm. Just go and fuck the first guy that you meet. And
yeah.
And that's when it all starts like falling into place for Jack. So I think it's quite interesting the way that whole idea is set up.
Yeah, the way it's done is really good.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is, what I like about Mumblecore is the fact that it is just dialogue. That's my favourite. It's very naturalistic dialogue, and I felt like
and this
that's
film
what
does
you
it.
get here.
This film does it right.
Yeah,
It's interesting dialogue.
Because this dialogue actually is kind of, it's easy to understand what it's about. I think with the Mumblecore that we watched before, Mutual Appreciation, part of the appeal for that for me was it was very naturalistic in that it was just someone just kind of wandering through their life.
Yeah, I find that shit boring.
But this is all focused around essentially 3 relationships.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went back and looked at my old Letterboxd review for this when I very first saw it, and it just starts with me saying, is Mark Duplass the new Ben Affleck? Because obviously Ben Affleck was in the film Chasing Amy, where he seduces a lesbian, and now you've got Mark Duplass, who somehow manages to sleep with a lesbian. And I don't know how much of that, because the scene is played really well, right? But I don't know if her deciding to sleep with him is a purely like, I want a baby, that mentality drives that, or if there is an element to it where, you know, he is incredibly charming.
See, that's what it comes across as at first, right?
Yeah.
The fact that, because even then, when he finishes super quickly,
oh,
she's
that's
just like, it's fine.
That's so awkward.
But the thing is, right, the way she reacts when you've got the knowledge later that she is trying to get pregnant, right? The fact that she's like, you finish really quickly, cool, roll over and go to sleep.
Yeah.
That sort of makes me think, okay, no, she wasn't in it for the sex. She was in it for the semen.
I have to admit, I laughed so hard at the point where he climaxes and squeals, and he's like, oh shit, I squealed, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then, do you want me to help finish you off? No, I'm alright.
Yeah, and he's like, should we just snuggle?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and she's like, let's do that. No, not that close.
Yeah. Emily Blunt is also really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I've seen her in a couple of things, but this is like the first thing I saw her in where I was like really impressed. I haven't seen. I think it's Rosemary DeWitt. Is it Rosemary DeWitt? Let's say it's DeWitt.
Right. Yeah.
I hadn't seen. I don't think I've seen her in anything other than this so far. But she's also
no.
good.
I don't recognise her.
No, same. So after watching this, has it got you more open to watching more Mumblecore?
It's got me more open to watching more Mumblecore when you say to me, "You'll like this one. It's similar.
Yeah.
It's got the same feel as your sister's sister." If you were to be like, "This is a hardcore, real, deep, gritty Mumblecore," I'd probably say, "Fuck off, Liam. I don't want to watch it."
Yeah. So like Drinking Buddies, you'd be cool
Yeah,
with.
I'm now. But then I think I was sort of open to that one anyway, because was it Palmer as well had seen it and had
I
said,
think
"Oh
so,
yeah."
yeah.
So I feel like that one I was also open to.
Yeah.
But yeah,
okay.
now it probably has opened the door a little bit more in that I'll not.
See, what I would be
immediately
curious for is, and I was toying with the idea of doing this, but I wanted to get you more on board first. So maybe next birthday. There is another like hardcore gritty mumblecore called The Puffy Chair, which I super enjoyed, and it has Mark Duplass in it again.
Does it have a story?
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's my
That sounds
favourite
more
of the
doable.
early, like, to use your words, hardcore gritty mumblecore. Like, it's probably within the first like 5 of those that I ever saw.
Got you.
And it from like the early days of Mumblecore as well. But yeah, what did you think of the ending?
It's well done. I personally felt like the ending was like the facial expressions they all have right after the conversation they've had
Yeah,
made it feel like it's positive. I don't know if that's just, the way you read it sort of thing,
it could be. Yeah,
but just because they don't all just pull like a blank expression. They all pull an emotion. Everyone sort of has an emotion in that scene.
it's hard to read what some of those emotions are, though.
It is, but
It's
I mean,
not
it was well
like-
done, and I
Yeah.
think that's the point of it. Is you're meant to like take from it whatever you sort of see.
Yeah,
So it worked.
yeah, because it basically it ends with them coming to the agreement that Mark Duplass and well, Jack and Iris are going to try being a couple.
Yeah.
Iris and Hannah have kind of, one of Jack's big things was he didn't want to destroy that relationship because obviously having his brother now be dead, he's aware of how special that bond is, which isn't really something I can relate to, but you can.
Well, yeah, it would be very shitty if my brother died.
No, the bond between us, like siblings,
Yeah, right.
and
got
how
you.
special that supposedly is.
It's lovely. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not aware.
Picture like one of your favourite DVDs getting snapped in half.
I don't want that.
Exactly.
But anyway, so yeah, he steps back to let them kind of mend that relationship. And then he's kind of just like, look, I will help with this baby to Hannah if you want me to. I'll kind of, I'm here to support you if needed.
Well, I feel like that was him saying he wants to be part of the baby's life and
Yeah.
be a dad, but he's too scared to say outright. He
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
think he would be a good dad.
No, but he's kind of
Sort of
putting the onus on her to kind of
Yeah.
give him as much reign as she feels necessary. And then obviously she does pregnancy test, and the film just like cuts to black. And Kat was like, "You can't leave it there." That was her reaction. I
get that.
I love that.
I think it's
ending.
good that it leaves it there.
Yeah, I loved it. Like, because that's another Mumblecore trope is to have quite abrupt endings. And yeah, I think it works so well in this film.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else to discuss about it. I just think it's great.
Fair enough. What would
pleased
you
you enjoyed
give it
it.
out? What was that?
I'm pleased you enjoyed it.
I did. Yeah, it was a good choice, Liam.
Yeah,
What do you give it out of 5?
4 out of 5.
I think I probably agree with that.
Solid. Next time on Nerd on Nerd.
What's that noise, Liam? It's Santa on the roof, because it's time for Nerd on Nerd's annual Christmas special.
Ho, ho, ho.
It's my favourite time of year. It's not Liam's favourite time of year. Christmas!
Yep. So this is our 3rd Christmas special.
Yep.
What are we doing? Because we should let people know. So for the Christmas special, we go back to like the old school early days of Nerd on Nerd. Long time listeners will know this. We used to do 2 culture swaps. We did 1 each.
Yep, that lasts too long, and we can only really afford to do it once a year.
Yeah. Well, especially when some of us kind of go above and beyond the Call of Duty, and
Some of us don't understand how Culture Swap works and watch 3 fucking films.
Yeah, and then it really does go on a bit.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Liam?
So I think it's good, and I think the listeners responded very favourably to it. But whatever. So last year I gave you the festive classic Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yep.
Guess what you're getting this year?
Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Correct. Do you know anything about this movie?
No, because you told me last year not to look anything into it, so I haven't.
Good.
And I won't for the rest of the series of films. I won't look up anything or.
Perfect. I want to give you like a little bit of a warning. Okay, is this film does tie in very closely to the first one.
So I'm not rewatching the first one.
Okay, I'm just saying, like,
I'll read a plot synopsis on Wikipedia.
yeah. You might struggle with this one if you don't have a lot of familiarity with the first one.
He's like sexually abused. Santa kills people. Parents were raped in front of him. That sort of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would say it's worth rewatching, but you're a pissy little bitch, so
It's not an amazing film.
what am I doing?
You, Liam, I've picked a film that's appropriate. I think I picked it last year. I might have said it on the show that I picked it. But, I thought I gave you Elf last year, I think. We think, maybe.
Yeah.
And, that's a very Christmassy, right up my street, fucking holiday greetings, everything.
Yeah.
So I've gone for a film that's more up your street, Liam. The Grinch.
Okay, so I saw this in a special recently. It was I think 2 for £30 on 4K films.
Yep, that's
So-
good. You didn't waste your money, mate. Whoa, you're going to love this film.
Yeah, I picked it up because I was like, well, Ellie, wouldn't recommend me a bad Christmas movie.
Well,
I can't remember what the first one was she recommended me.
Santa Claus.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did the trilogy, and that was actually a fun time. So I
Yeah,
had a
which
fun
is
time
weird.
with that. Elf was fine. So I'm expecting this to be, all right.
Yeah, you're going to love it. I mean, it's got a good song in it.
It's Jim Carrey, isn't it?
It's Jim Carrey
Yeah,
as the Grinch.
I like Jim Carrey.
I think it will teach. I think my goal for this. I don't necessarily want you to love it. That's not my aim for this film. I want this film to teach you a lesson, Liam, about Christmas.
What's the lesson?
You'll find out when you watch it.
Whatever.
You big old Grinch, you.
Christmas is coming to Nerd on Nerd.
Hell yeah.
So, it'll come all in your ears.
Well, that's disgusting.
How do they get in touch?
Email us at nerdonnerdpod@gmail.com.
Oh, but Ellie, I don't know what I should email you about. Oh, give me some ideas.
Anything.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, fucking email us about the films that we're going to be watching on the Christmas special. Email us about this film if you liked it or didn't like it. Let us know. Email us about the stuff we talked about in the show if you've got an opinion. We want to hear it.
Email us about why Ellie should hurry up and watch fucking American Psycho, and why she should also stop being such a pissy little bitch and just get on with watching TV shows.
Gibbo's already done that, and I've said I'm going to do it.
Doesn't mean you'll do it.
If you're thinking, an email, that's an inefficient way of communicating with a podcast that I love. That's fine. It's not. You can do it. But anyway, message us on Facebook. We've got a Facebook page. Facebook.com/nerdonnerdpod, all one word.
Oh,
Tweet us.
But Ellie, I don't know what I should message you about on Facebook because I'm
The
just
same
a dumb
things about the
listener.
email, but shorter.
Thank you, Ellie.
If they're even shorter than that, or if you just use Twitter a lot, tweet us at nerdonnerd.
Thanks,
Pod.
Ellie. You're now my favourite host.
Thanks, listener. You're my favourite listener.
Ellie, I love your podcast. How can I help support it?
We're on iTunes. Go on iTunes. Rate us. That's apparently important. It gets us up the rankings. We were front page of the comedy page yesterday. That's a lie, but imagine how fun that would be.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of effort.
It's not.
Thank you, Ellie, for producing so much free content for me to consume, and I don't have
No
to
worries,
do anything.
listener.
I don't even have to tweet if I don't want to.
Oh, if you guys liked the amount of editing I did on the last episode with my awesome stuff that Liam hasn't listened to yet, let me know, because I enjoyed doing it.
Liam's the worst.
He is.
We hate him.
We do. If you're a little bit worried about Liam and his existential depressing crisis that he's going through, just tweet him some love, guys, because I'm worried about him.
I don't need love. I just need more listens and more ratings on iTunes and more tweets and emails.
Just tweet him anything.
I
He'll
don't
be
need
happy.
a lot, do I?
Just tweet him some letters.
Kat listened to the first half of the last episode and she was like, you could tell that you didn't really want to do it. And I was like, hopefully I've done a better job of hiding that with this one.
I don't know if you have.
Look, I did want to do this one. It was my birthday special. Why
I
don't
think
you
no,
wish
you
me a
did sound
happy
more
birthday?
enthusiastic this one.
Yeah, I think the
So-
last one, neither of us really wanted to do it because we had other more pressing things to be getting on with.
Did we?
Yeah. Do you remember we were like, we need to record this quite quickly?
You wanted to watch more Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
All right, fine. That's it. That's this episode of Nerd on Nerd.
I've just realised that I think in housekeeping I talked all about the end of season 4 of Gilmore Girls, and I'm pretty sure last episode the reason why I wanted to watch more was because season 4 just finished. I wanted to start season 5, so I think I've literally spent housekeeping just repeating myself.
Yeah, probably.
Fuck it. Bye.
Bye. Liam,
Yeah.
what's the number?
Hang on, let me double check. About 1,085.
1,085? You've gone down from 1,093, so...
Wait, but the problem is, right, last month Barnes and Noble did another those bloody 50% off Criterion sales, didn't they? The swines.
Jesus Christ.
So that's going to arrive any time now and bump me back up by another, 10.
I mean...
What was my goal for, the end of the year?
Get below 1,000, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, ignore that one. That was ridiculous. That was crazy. What was the new one?
Was it just get below where you started?
Yeah.
I don't think it was. That doesn't sound right.
No, it was.
But you're there at the moment. So
Where did I start?
1,091.
Shit. So when these 10 arrive.
Yeah, you're back over it.
Alright, the goal was 1,000. That's not happening, right? We've got to accept that, okay?
You were so confident.
Both me and
at the
you,
beginning of the year.
Ellie.
Yeah?
We need to accept that and we need to move on with our lives. Can you do that?
Okay. Yeah, done.
Good. Bye.
Bye!